The next time coming to the stage, he performs all over the East Coast. He's a good friend of mine. Please give it up for Avery Quinn, everybody.
I didn't mean to disappoint all of you. I know Avery Quinn sounds like a hot girl name. Like guys, if you're flipping through a Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, you just saw the name Avery Quinn, you'd be like, well, I want to see what she looks like. And how much would that suck? You just turn the page and it's just be like, oh! Need to make sure everyone gets a good look. As you just discovered there, I'm fat, that's true. One thing that they don't talk about with fat people, that's a tough thing, is stretch marks all over my body. Like I look like the world's worst knife fighter, you know what I mean? It's tough, you know? But my girlfriend, she was trying to be comforting the other day, and she goes, well, Avery, lots of people have stretch marks. And I'm like, yeah. But most people get them because they're women that endure the painful miracle of childbirth. I just ate 80 wings in one sitting. I've actually lost 50 pounds, that's true, that's true. Oh, gosh, oh. You guys, no, I lost 50 pounds. At my worst, I was about 340 pounds, yeah. And for those of you that don't know, your body's like a car. You don't take care of it, you don't put the right fuel in it, and you don't run it. What happens to the car? That's right, it doesn't have sex for 3 years. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know the best relationship with food. I've actually gained and lost about 40 pounds 5 different times in my life. And it's getting a little embarrassing, because my before and after photos have like 7 frames now. I'm starting to name them, like, ooh, that was the KFC era, that was fun. Being heavier, being fat, sometimes it affects situations that I don't think it'll affect. You know? Like 2 weeks ago, this is true, my girlfriend took me to see a psychic for the first time. And I sit down with this psychic, 2 minutes into my reading, she goes, you need to jog more. You're gonna have heart problems in the future. And I was starting to get offended. I'm like, hey, that's not nice. And she goes, oh, it's not me, the spirits. Are you telling me ghosts are just watching me be fat, you know? Like they're just 2 dead guys being like, he's still eating, you know? Not just big, I'm also tall, I feel like I should be more handsome. Do you understand what that means, you know? Like I feel like God gave me all the parts to be handsome, but the proportions are off, you know what I mean? Like I'm 6'3", that's an attractive height. But it's not attractive when 1.5 feet of his head, you know? That's... That was a mean laugh. I don't know if you heard that one. My short friends, they over-romanticize my tallness. They go like, oh my God, Avery, that must be so awesome. You must be good at sports in high school. You must have gotten girls. I'm like, no, none of both those things. And they never say the bad things about being tall. They're never like, oh my God, Avery, you must have like gotten up out of a men's room stall and made eye contact with the guy waiting. That never happens. That's not that funny, but it's happened to me 3 times this week. It's getting old. I'm a bigger guy, so all the time people will be like, you played football in high school, didn't you? I go, yeah. They go, yeah. You look like you played football in high school. That's a weird thing to do. Because that's the only high school activity that you do that to someone. I could be like, you did chorus in high school, didn't you? Yeah, you look like you were bullied. You did theater in high school, didn't you? Yeah, it looks like people thought you were gay, you know? What I'm saying is it doesn't work. I mean, in this case, you know. But anyway, no, I'm kidding. I actually did theater in college, and I should have known I'd like it, because when I go to Bloxham, when I played football in high school, I just gave them jazz hands. I go out on the field and be like, huh! My coach would be like, good play. I'm like, was it fabulous? And they get off my field. I love football, man. I love the NFL. It's like my favorite thing. It's the best. I do think the commentators know a little bit too much about the players now, you know? It's all about like the inside access on the players. To the point where now, like next weekend in the Super Bowl, the two commentators will be like, now you really gotta watch number 34. He's going through his third custody battle against his second ex-wife, and I don't think his head's in it, you know? And remember that 10 miles an hour is more like 15 to him because he's uncircumcised, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't do the uncircumcised part. I got a fantasy league, but you know, I don't know. I think there needs to be more women in the NFL, more female commentators. Don't you guys agree? Yeah. Because all the male commentators, all their criticism is like directed to the point. I think the female commentators have like passive aggressive criticism. So the male commentators are like, Brock Purdy made a bad pass. The receiver was open in the slot. And then the female commentators are like, yeah, I heard he gained weight too. It's bad at sports. I was bad at most sports. I was really bad at Little League. And you shouldn't know you're bad at Little League, but I found out. Because the coach in my Little League would make the everybody gets to play speech every time before I went up to bat. Every single time he'd be like, guys, it doesn't matter if you're the best player on the team or the worst player on the team. You can have no talent, but if you work hard, you're going to get to play. All right, Quinn, get out there. I'm like, you made that same speech 3 innings ago, coach. I was pretty good at wrestling. That was my only sport I was good at. I liked it, but it doesn't help me now. Because I play a lot of pickup football games now, and I suck. And someone will bring it up, and I can't be like, oh yeah? You want to go over there and wrestle? You're all getting my singlet on. You know what? Try to hold me down. Try to hold me down. I'm an athlete. Mister. Me and my dad don't play football anymore. Now you guys know why I paid extra for those seats, yeah. Yeah, they're like, there's more action over there. They're like, what does that mean? They're like, you'll find out. I was bullied. I was bullied in school, that's true. Middle school was tough. They gave me a nickname. My bullies called me Ovary Quinn, which it's a pretty good nickname. It was tough for me though, because I was a sheltered kid, so I didn't even know what an ovary was. Do you ever have to give 20 questions to your bully after he bullies you, you know? Where the kid comes up and says, hey ovary, I'm like, how dare you call me a motorcycle? Am I getting closer, Steven? You know? No. I was also bullied in high school, both at home and abroad. I know you're thinking, like, older brother? No, mom. Yeah, because my mom's a sweet lady, but every time we would have an argument, she would just do this thing where she'd keep repeating to herself that she'd be okay if I was gay. That's the wrong dynamic in high school. I walk in the morning, my friends are like, you look upset, what's wrong? I'm like, they're calling me gay at home again, you know? The biggest reason I was bullied in high school, and this is totally true, my junior year on the wrestling team, the local news did a story about herpes being spread on wrestling mats. And the video that they showed over this news story was a video of me wrestling. And I was winning the match. So not only did it look like I was getting herpes, it looked like I was excited to get herpes. You understand? I don't know if any of you ever received an STD and then went off and were like, yeah, you know? The crazy thing about that story was I actually ended up working at the news station that said I had herpes for a year and a half. That's totally true. I just had that in my back pocket the entire time. I'd come in and they'd be like, hey, you're supposed to be here half hour. I'd be like, hey, you're supposed to say I didn't have herpes. And why does it say ovary quit on my time card? I don't know. I do like Connecticut. Connecticut's pretty cool. Yeah, you guys are alright. So I'm originally from central Pennsylvania. But I did learn Connecticut's a little uptight. You guys know you're a little uptight, right? Because I go out every night and I do this, and I always get asked the same 3 questions. Like, where are you from? Have you been drinking? Do you know how fast you're going? I'm like, guys. I'm from a very specific part of central Pennsylvania. It's called Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Yeah, if any of you know it, it's probably for the Amish community. Yes. And a lot of times in Connecticut, you guys think you're a lot smarter than everybody else, but you know nothing about anything below New England. Because people come up to me, they're like, oh, Lancaster County, Amish. are you Amish? I'm like, no. I don't know if you know anything about the Amish. They have one specific look and one specific job. They got the hats, the overalls, the buggies, and they got they ride the buggies, and they're all farmers. No one in the Amish community is giving out the jobs. They're like, all right, here's the jobs for the rest of your life. Farmer, farmer, farmer. Undercover secret comedian. Farmer, farmer, farmer. I do appreciate the diversity of Connecticut, because you guys have real diversity. What you don't know about Lancaster County is their biggest minority group is the Amish. The biggest minority group in Lancaster County is the only people in the world whiter than me. You understand? When I lived in Lancaster County, I thought I was good at basketball. I came up here for 3 days. I don't play basketball anymore. You understand? Yeah. Because if you lose to an Amish guy in basketball, it's your fault, you know? You try to break your ankles, you can hear his claws. He's like, you know? He gets on a breakaway. I'm like, Jedediah, no! You know? The reason I moved to Connecticut was actually my girlfriend got a job and I followed her. And it's tough when you follow your significant other for work, you know? Like, she wanted a new career. I didn't want that. She was ready for a new social life. I wasn't ready for that. She keeps changing the locks. She doesn't know she's my girlfriend. If you guys didn't like that joke, she hates it. She's actually here tonight. Well, she's in the car, but anyway. No, it's actually pretty cool. Both me and my girlfriend, we both work in the sports industry. My girlfriend works for ESPN over in Bristol. That's pretty cool, right? Give it up for women in sports, for real, yeah. And I work for Dick's Sporting Goods. Give it up. It's not too bad working for Dick's. The corporate speaks a little much, though. Like the other day, I went up to a manager. I'm like, hey, this customer, he stops. He goes, hey, in here, we call everyone an athlete. And I'm like, right. Well, that athlete's mobility scooter died in footwear. It's going to take 7 people to move that athlete. The security manager at Dick's came up to me the other day. He goes, hey, have you ever seen one stealing in this Dick's Sporting Goods? What I want you to do is just go up and start talking to him. Let him know we're watching. So if any guys plan on stealing from the Dick's Sporting Goods Manchester, Connecticut location, you better be ready for small talk, you know? Sports, weather, I'm coming for you, you know? They have us do training videos at Dick's, but what's weird about the training videos are clearly meant for like a different kind of job. Because the training video will start, a guy will come on screen, he's like, Tom and Lisa just closed a big account. But you know, Mark is taking all the credit. What are you doing in this situation? No one at Dick's is closing a big account. What that video should do is that guy comes back on screen, he's like, Tom and Lisa are snorting Adderall on a ladder. But you needed to stock the top shelf. What are you doing in this situation? I chose C, join in. I did take sexual harassment training 2 weeks ago, that's true. And I don't know, has anyone ever had to do like the online sexual harassment training? Anyone? Yeah. And I did what most people do. I like clicked through it as fast as I possibly could, got it done in 45 minutes, score. But then at the end of this particular one, it sent me an e-certificate that I had to send to my boss that had how long it was supposed to take, about 2.5 hours, and how long I spent on it. So I was like, okay, all right, you know, I can handle this. So I just went back and did it the way you're supposed to do it. So it sent me another e-certificate, but it just added on the time to the original 45 minutes. So it said I spent 4.5 hours doing sexual harassment training. I don't know about you, but to me that sounds a lot worse. That sounds like I needed that information, you understand? Like I was just sitting in front of my computer, I'm like, wait, I can't call her what? I'm complimenting her, I'm saying that they're nice, you know? I've been looking for a new job, my girlfriend suggested Walmart. Yeah, I don't know about you, I don't think I'd be good at Walmart. You guys see this face? You put this face in a blue vest and don't act like you can start talking a little bit slower to me, you know? Someone comes like, do you know where the paper towels are? I'm like, yeah, I should. I get paid chicken nuggets, that's me. My girlfriend's awesome. My girlfriend's pretty cool. Interesting thing about her, she's a twin. And I saw the other twin the other day when I went to her parents' house. And I saw what I thought was my girlfriend standing in the living room alone. So I tried to be romantic, you know? I went up behind her, put my hands on her hips, gave her a little kiss on the neck. It wasn't her, yeah. It's not my fault though, her dad had a really soft neck. It's my first year living with my girlfriend. It's always exciting. It's like a year of firsts, you know what I mean? Like first Christmas, that was special. First time buying lingerie, guys, you know? First time she found my lingerie. No, it's pretty cool though. One weird dynamic is like, one time we were watching Avengers and then Chris Hemsworth came on screen. I don't know if you guys know Chris Hemsworth, the long guy, Thor. And she turns to me and goes, Avery, if I ever meet Chris Hemsworth, I might cheat on you. I was like, babe, that's fine, but I have to tell you something. She's like, what? I'm like, if I ever meet that hot girl that works at the Wendy's, I might cheat on you. She got mad, we said the same thing. It is a little awkward, you know, because she makes a lot more money than me, like a lot. Like, she makes so much more money than me, it gets weird when I pick up a check. So we'll go out and I'll pick up a check, and she'll be like, oh my God, Avery, this is so unlike you. It's like me though, you know? She's like, you made my week. I'm like, it doesn't need to make your week, all right? And then she was like, I just don't think I can expect. I'm like, you can expect it! And now the Wendy's girl's weirded out, so that bridge is burned. Not from before. Anyway, no, it is pretty nice. I love her a lot. She's fantastic. And like we were talking the other day, and I was like, baby, I love you so much. You want to I'll take a bullet for you. And she goes, Avery, oh my God, that's so sweet. But you don't need to do that. Just like pick up around the apartment, be a better boyfriend, just like take care of yourself. And I was like, baby, I would rather take a bullet for you. I don't know. Yeah. She's sweet. I don't know if you noticed this about me though. I'm a silly guy, that's true, I'm a little bit silly. And it's tough, because I can't turn it off all the time. Like in the bedroom, it kind of gets hard if I can't turn it off. So the other week I went on Esquire.com to try to figure it out, like try to be more like serious in bed. And all it said was, you need to be an animal in bed. You need to be an animal in bed. So I took that to heart, you know. That night, me and my girlfriend were getting intimate. And then I thought about the article. I was like, okay, I can do this. So I closed my eyes, and the next thing I said was, and then I stole her French fries and flew away. That's a dumb joke. I know that. I'm a dumb guy though, I've been dumb my whole life. Like when I was 9 years old, my parents had me tested to be colorblind. And then the lady walks out of the room, she goes, good news, your son isn't colorblind. He just doesn't know the names of colors. How is that good news? I'm so dumb, people thought I couldn't see. You understand? This is pretty cool. Thanks guys for coming out. This is awesome. This is awesome. Isn't this sick? Yeah. Yeah. This is my first time ever featuring a weekend at the club, so I got a new haircut. I got a haircut for this, and I like it. But hairdressers talk too much, so that's annoying, you know? They get too personal too quickly, you know? I was talking to the hairdresser, and she goes, how are you? And I go, good, good. And I try to be polite back, I'm like, how are you? And immediately she goes, not good. My daughter's after school program closes at 5. I work till 7:30. I had no way to get her home. And I was like, oh, you can cut the sirens a bit shorter if you want. Like, what you want out of that interaction? She's like, I'll pick her up. And then I go to the school. You Sarah? Get in. No, it's fine. Your mom cut my hair today. Get in the car, you know? I feel bad for my parents because they had 2 brilliant children and then they had me. You can't brag about 2 out of your 3 kids. It's not possible. They tried their best to try to slip me in the back. They would just be like, out with their friends, be like, well, Travis, he's in his 2nd year of med school. Ethan made Dean's List, and Avery, he's pre-diabetic, so big things, all of them. I love my parents, I love my family, they're really cool. There is one opinion that they're a little backwards on, that was tattoos, you know? Like my family, my grandparents always told me in their generation, you get a tattoo for 3 reasons. You were a firefighter, you were a sailor, or you were in the military. In my generation, we get a tattoo if we have a free afternoon, you know? I would like to watch those two generations meet though, just an older guy. See his tattoo right here? Marines, Vietnam, 64 to 68. And then my generation's like, oh yeah? Marching band, Northwest High, 2012 to 2015. Woodwinds. My mom hates tattoos, man. She hates tattoos. And she always told me growing up, if I ever got a tattoo, she would drag me into a doctor's office and demand a laser remove it on the spot. That's why I want to get a tattoo that says, my mom supports St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Hey, thanks guys. You guys have a great night.
Give it up for Avery one more time, guys. Give it up for Avery.